it's me again, Bryn. This is day 2 of my spinal cord stimulator trial. So after I did my video yesterday, I found that the numbing agent had started to wear off. And when the numbing agent starts to wear off, you end up with being very sore and achy from the procedure itself, which I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but I ended up laying down to take a nap. And when I laid down to take the nap, I slept for 2 hours, which was great because I didn't sleep very well the night before. But I woke up very, very painful. So it was very sore. It was like really, really tender, real sore, achy, just very, very uncomfortable. So that kind of made it sucky, but it was to be expected. Now, I did find some things, realized some things. One of the few things that I realized was that anytime I moved, if I sat up straight, or if I slouched a little bit, if I sat, with my back arched, even turning my head from side to side, and could decrease or increase the intensity of the vibration I was feeling. So that was really odd to me, and I really was questioning, oh, this is weird. I don't think I like this. I didn't like the variable. It wasn't super, super drastic, but it was significant. Now I did talk to the rep with Boston Scientific yesterday, after I realized this, and she said that with the spinal cord trial, that variation is more significant than it is with the actual implant itself. And I'm like, okay, so I didn't care too much for that variation, and it was going, I think just yesterday it was kind of so much going on where I had the pain from the procedure, and I shouldn't say pain, it was discomfort. Obviously everybody's pain levels are different, pain tolerance is different, but it was uncomfortable to me. So some people say it was painful. It wasn't painful, it was more or less uncomfortable. I had that, but then also getting used to the sensation of the spinal cord stimulator, but then also then having that variation. So it was just kind of one of those moments where I was really wondering, okay, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? After speaking to the rep, I did feel more comfortable with it, knowing that I wasn't doing anything wrong. The other thing I was concerned with is I'm so afraid of doing something that's going to cause it to shift and have the trial not be effective. So that was really, that was weighing on me. So after I talked to the rep, I did feel better because we discussed that. And, obviously extremely bending down or reaching way up high. She told me to avoid the extremes. I'm supposed to, which I love, she said the BLTs, which sticks with me, but bending, lifting, and twisting. Those are the things I'm supposed to avoid. So the paperwork, I did finally find it, and I did review it. I'm not supposed to lift over 5 pounds. The bending, you're not supposed to bend a lot. You're not supposed to twist, which, I'm very aware through my daily routine of time. You don't think about all the times that you might start to twist, or you might start to lift something. Like my bag that I take to and from work, I think is most likely more than 5 pounds. So, and I still have to take my bag to and from work. So to avoid lifting, I just make sure that it's on a good height that I can put it on my shoulder without having to lift it up on my shoulder. The other thing is not raising your hands above your head, which was kind of odd for me. Like, I didn't think about all the times that I do put my hands over my head. So that was kind of odd. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting the camera because my videographer is at work. So I'm doing this one all by myself. Okay, I think it's gonna stay. I might have to adjust it again in a little bit, and if I do, I will do that, and I apologize. But yeah, like, so, I mean, I pull my hair back into a ponytail, and I can feel like the intensity change. And my rep was really great. She explained it as a glass of, like, looking at your spinal cord as a glass of water, and the lead is a straw. If you put your straw in a glass of water and you move the water just the slightest little bit, that straw is going to move around easily. And she said that's how the trial is. She also said that the permanent implant, it's like your spinal cord is a jar of peanut butter, and you put the straw in that jar of peanut butter. You can move that jar of peanut butter around a good bit, and it's not shifting. It wasn't that I'm not going to feel any variations in the intensity, but they're not going to be as pronounced as the ones in the trial. So that was comforting to know. But yeah, the lifting my hands over my head, at work, first thing when I get to work, I go make myself a cup of tea. There's a TV in our kitchenette, and it's up towards the ceiling. It's up on the wall, and I make tea, start the teapot or the Keurig, and I walk over to the TV and turn on the TV. Well, I have to reach up to do that. So today it's like my routine, and started my tea. I walked over to the TV, and I'm like, I started to reach up for it, but then I realized, I remembered, it's like, oh wait, I can't do that. So I stopped and went back to the kettle or the Keurig, and I didn't do what I wasn't supposed to do. But it's just funny when you think about it. Like, even just doing, flipping my hair around a lot. I do that all the time, not even thinking about it, but it does, will change the intensity. The other thing I've noticed last night was I was sitting on the couch and I didn't have pain in my legs. I didn't have aching. I didn't have shooting pains. I wasn't sitting there rubbing my legs. I was really comfortable, minus the discomfort from the procedure itself. Last night it was really difficult to find a position that was comfortable to sleep. Not so much because of the unit itself, but just because of my back, because of the soreness from the procedure. I found it really difficult to, go to sleep. And I was worried because I was worried that this morning I'd wake up and be absolutely uncomfortable and sore, and I wasn't. I woke up this morning and I sat up in bed, and I'm like, wait a minute, I was kind of bracing myself for that, oh, this is going to suck. And it didn't. I sat up and it was the slightest bit sore. The best way I can describe it is like it would have been like a brush burn, not a brush burn, but a bruise, a black and blue mark. And that's sort of what I have right now. It's like, it's still, it's still tender, but it's no more tender than like a black and blue mark. Which was nice because I was, I'm anxious to get the full effect of the SCS. So to get rid of the procedural pain and discomfort would be nice so that I can focus on the actual effects of the unit. Yesterday I did the program 1 pretty much all day and into this morning. Now this morning I did change to program 2 on my device. And program 2, I'm not saying that I like it, it's just, or dislike it. I'm just kind of, it's not the same, and I feel like it's not very consistent. Like, I don't consistently feel it in my legs. I don't consistently feel it in my back. It's more kind of sporadic that I'm feeling it different positions I'm in, or like right now I just sat up and I can feel it going into my legs a bit. But sitting like this, I'm really not feeling anything. It didn't feel like it was going into my back too much. Periodically today, I felt it in my back, but for the most part, I really, really didn't feel the stimulation in my back. Um, I'd say yesterday, it probably, barring the discomfort from the procedure, I'd say yesterday the program one, I'd say dropped my um, pain level to by 90%. I'm normally at a pain level of 7, and yesterday, the leg pain, that my pain level might have been a 2, and that was at the worst times. So, I mean, that's a huge drop. So, that I was really pleased with. Today, it's not as much. Today, it's very, I think, it's still helping, but I'm not feeling it. But it's not, doesn't seem to be helping as much. The sensation is a little bit different than it was yesterday. Yesterday's sensation was more or less like a steady, and today it's more sporadic. But I'm also not feeling it constantly. When I got home from work, I did lay down flat on my back on my couch, and I was like, whoa, wait, this is doing something. So I think this program may be beneficial for like laying down and really getting into the areas. But as far as being up at work, moving around, it really wasn't effective. I did go to work today, which was really great. I was kind of worried about going to work, worried about being in pain, worried about, how everything was going to go, but I was anxious to go to work and kind of test this out with my just day-to-day living. I am, right now, I am extremely pleased with it. Oops, I kicked the table, sorry. Right now, I am extremely pleased with it. At work, I walk a block to get from where I park to my work. Normally, about halfway through that block, I'm hurting. And obviously, I need to continue to actually get to where I need to go. But today, you're not allowed to have, or let me put it this way. You're not supposed to have the stimulation on when you're driving. And the reason for that is when you do have those variations, if it does kick in and startle you, they don't want to run the risk of you having an accident. So I did abide by that. I had the program 2 running this morning while I got ready for work. And then when I got in my car, I turned it off on the remote, which this remote is really easy because like if I want to turn it off, I just push that button and it turns it off. And as soon as I want to turn it back on, I just push that button again. It keeps where the level I was at, everything like that, which was really nice. So driving out to work, I was, uncomfortable. My legs were hurting. My legs were, they weren't as bad as they normally are, but they were hurting. So when I started to walk into my work, I got to that, I was already hurting a little bit. So I turned the unit back on. I started my walk, and I'm thinking, oh no, it's like that half a block. It's like I'm already hurting a bit. I'm going to be hurting so much once I get to the building. Well, I actually wasn't. My pain level did stay the same during that walk. I don't know if I would have been able to walk a ton, but it was nice. It was the fact that like I got to that halfway point and thinking, oh, this is where the pain kicks in, or this is where, and it didn't kick in really bad. The only pain I had was the discomfort from actually not having the unit on. So that was good. The other terrific thing that I found was I'm not walking with a limp. I'm walking like I used to, and I've been walking, I call it waddling. I've been waddling for over a year now. So the fact that I was walking normal, I wasn't waddling, I was walking normal, and it wasn't causing me pain, was terrific. One thing I did have was I do have some discomfort in my hips, but I think that might be from walking with a limp, walking like waddling the way that I was walking for a year and a half. So I think walking normal again just kind of was like, okay, this is different, this is weird. Because I wasn't compensating for the pain. I'm not too worried about that. It was just something that dawned on me. And that was midway through the day when I started to feel, I'm like, ooh, okay, my hips kind of feel funny. It wasn't anything with the unit. It was completely me from, I'm assuming it was from the way I was walking. So that's kind of sums it up. Today it was a good day. I didn't wake up. I woke up with minimal procedural pain. I tried the program too. I'm going to, since I do have the trial in for so long, I am going to try the program 2 again. I'm not going to just be once and done. Oh, I didn't like that. Especially after I laid down and realized, oh, wait, it's affecting it a little bit differently when I'm laying down. I'm thinking it might be something beneficial that if I have like a flare up and to use it then, that might be beneficial because it seems to, when I'm laying down, it gets into where it needs to be. It's just on a day-to-day use, it's not the best for me because it doesn't seem to be giving as good of effect as program 1 did. So tomorrow I plan on trying the program 3, which is the third low frequency program. So I'll be trying that. What I've been doing is when I keep the same one on overnight, and then tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'll change the program. But overall, it's so far so good. The procedural pain is subsiding. And I'm kind of getting, I'm getting to know the programs that I have available. They are able to do better, more programs and fine tune the programs if I decide to go with the permanent implant. But yeah, at this point, I mean, I'm looking very positive. I'm not having pain, and that was the whole purpose of doing this, was to not have pain. One small thing that's kind of annoying is the tape that's taped to me does still pull on my skin every once in a while. And today I was really worried about that coming off. Even though they have me taped up something insane, I was still really worried about the tape itself coming loose or coming off and having the area exposed where it's not supposed to be exposed. Now, my doctor did tell me that, if that I can do one of two things. If I can get the medical tape and just kind of add more medical tape to it as needed, or he said I can go into the office and they can redress the wound and the battery pack and everything like that so that it's secure. I don't think that's necessary. I mean, it's been one day. I think I'm just paranoid about it. The other thing is figuring out a place to the right place to wear the belt. And I'll show you in the video tomorrow when I'm not wearing work clothes. But it's the positioning of the belt, and I think that might have had something to do with it because it was kind of going across the tape. So it just was something I was very aware of. More so than the pinching was, I was just constantly reaching back to make sure it was sticking. But it's not coming off, so I think it's just me being paranoid. So, I think that's it. I think this was my longest video. Sorry. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to message me or comment below. And please like this page. I hope it helps you. And again, as I said previously, I'm just documenting my experience with the spinal cord stimulator. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a rep for the company. I'm simply documenting my experience. And, maybe you have the same experiences. Maybe you have different ones. Everybody's different, so just take this for what it is, which is documenting my experience, and hopefully it'll help give you a little bit more knowledge and just help you make the decision whether you're if you're looking at getting a spinal cord stimulator. So, well, thank you for watching, and again, don't forget to like the link down below. Share it with your friends if you know somebody who is looking at spinal cord stimulation, or somebody who's having back issues, problems. Definitely, you know, I don't mind if you share this with them. And if you have questions, you can either email me or message or comment below. And like I said, I will try to comment back. I'm not going to give you any advice, but I can answer questions of, you know, what I'm experiencing, and everything like that. So this is day 3, or I'm sorry, day 2 of the spinal cord stimulator trial. It's my 3rd vlog. And sorry for having to adjust the video. I will work on that, or I'll just make sure I do these when my videographer is here. But have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye.